Hey, happy hearts! It is Kylie here. Yeah, I know this setup has changed just a little bit since the last time you guys saw me. If you guys are new here, welcome. If you guys have already been a part of my channel for a while, welcome back. It is so good to be here. I am coming at you guys with a video, kind of sharing with you guys what plants I really enjoyed in my collection over the past year. Um, I neglected a lot of my plants all year last year. The motivation I had to water plants was like zero to none. I went on like a little roller coaster where one day or one weekend it'd be great. I could water them, yet another weekend I would try to water them and I'd only get like through so many. It was pretty rough, but we made it through. Most of my plants made it through, and here we are. So I'm going to share with you guys some of the plants that I've really been enjoying, and ones that like I made sure that they got watered every single time that they started to look thirsty, um, because personally they were some of my favorites, I guess. I mean, some of my actual favorite plants probably died, but the ones that did still live and were showing signs of life, I made sure that I took care of them. So I'm going to share with you guys what plants those are right now. I am also really hoping that the audio is good in this video. I actually have a microphone on today, so we'll see how it goes. My husband actually got me a microphone for Christmas, so yeah. So the very first plant I'm going to share with you guys is this one right here. She looks so good. This is the Anthurium crystallinum, I believe. It was either crystallinum or the other one that's sort of similar named. But this one is the exact plant that I based my t-shirt designs off of for Happy Hearts, because my daughter had open heart surgery. For those of you guys who are new here, she was around 2 when she had it done, and so far everything has been going great. But this plant, I swear, it's just blessed because this plant, even though I was terrible at watering like the first portion of 2023, this plant has literally shown me that it's going to survive. So this little leaf right here is a brand new leaf. I am obsessed with it. So it's still working on hardening off. And this is the big leaf that's kind of already there. But this one is way more like wide, I guess you could say. And I don't know if it's going to get any bigger, but it is beautiful nonetheless. And I am obsessed with this plant. So, my thank you. My first plant is the Anthurium crystallinum. I have my little helper here in the background helping me out. So the next plant on my favorites list for the beginning of 2024 is this Monstera Thai constellation. I really need to like support her. So let me know in the comments down below what I should use to make sure that she has support. But when I moved, I believe this plant went through a bit of a frostbite situation. I know that white usually dies off eventually, but as long as there's a lot of green, it really shouldn't die off on you like this. So I have this funny feeling that this happened when we moved back in 2022. Like middle of winter. I'm not kidding you. It was like the week before Christmas that we moved. And so since then, she has been sitting on my coffee table like normal. And then I switched her spot and she put out this leaf for me right here. It's got one little fenestration here. I just popped that off. But other than that, it really has been a slow grower. And I'm pretty sure everybody who has a Monstera Thai constellation will tell you the same thing. It's just a slow grower, but it's a very beautiful and rewarding plant when it does grow. So This one is definitely one of my favorites. I am loving her a lot. So, yes. And for the next plant, which is plant number 3, it is my moonshine sansevieria. So this plant right here, when I first got it, it was actually one of my first plants, my first house plants. I was obsessed with the silver of the moonshine sansevieria. So I decided that this one needed a shout out this time because she has grown so much since 2022, since we were living in the trailer park. Um so I've got like multiple of these little tiny leaves here. I'm not sure if they're going to get bigger. I don't really know a whole lot about this plant because like I said, it's been a long time since she actually grew for me, but I just watered her. As you can see, she was getting kind of thirsty. She'll tell you when she's thirsty. So yeah, I wanted to give this one a shout out because even though I've neglected a lot of my plants, this one was still showing me love all the time. So for the next plant or plants, I am sharing with you guys my orchids. So I have 2 orchids that are on this bark situation. I did this back when I was, I think, living in my parents' house. So I've had them for quite some time. Not 100% sure. Maybe I did it while I was living in the trailer. I don't remember, but I do really love orchids, and orchids are actually one of my favorite flowers. So when I receive them, I like to keep them, even if their flowers themselves are gone. So these have grown quite a few different leaves since arriving here in the new house. And this one also has put out a funky looking leaf, but you can tell it is shiny. So it is a newer leaf. But yeah, so these 2 needed a shout out because they are one that I continued to make sure that their sphagnum moss was watered, which I pulled them down also because I need to water them. But these ones needed a shout out as well. And the one of the only plants that I bought last year was this orchid. Now, because I was really feeling very just overwhelmed with life, and I thought having an orchid around would make me feel a little bit better and make me more like, I don't know, wanting to take care of my plants a little more. Not sure if that really helped, but I did purchase this one last February or February of 2023. It has grown this brand new leaf here and looking really, really, really pretty. It looks a little funky, but that's because it is looking for the sunlight, which I have on my bedside table. So it's just kind of chilling like that. But yeah, overall, I love this plant. I love all my orchids, and I needed to share that with you guys in this video. So now we're on, I believe, number 5. Plant number 5. I think that sounds about right. So this is my Philodendron 69686. Now, when I first got this plant, probably a year and a half ago, not longer, I kept it in water for the longest time. I promise you guys, like I should have probably killed this plant because overall it just was in water for most of its life. And last year I decided to finally pot it up. I had some really, really crappy soil. So it's got cinnamon on the top, so that if you're wondering why the dirt looks funny, um, it was it's not good. I need to buy all new soil, all new like uh products to go into the soil and everything like that because everything's been in the garage for over a year. So that's how bad it's been. But Yeah, so this one is working on another new leaf right there, if you can see. It's probably better if I did it like that. This new leaf here, I'm really hoping it pulls through because this is such a beautiful plant when it's full size. Like this right here is just like a beautiful top cutting from somebody else's, and then every single leaf that I've gotten after that has been very small. This one looks like it was being eaten by something at some point. But I don't see any bugs. No issues there. But yeah, so this one is definitely one of my top favorite philodendrons right now. So I had to share it because I am really hoping that this one pulls through and grows really big for me because it's definitely a plant that makes me happy when I look at it. And for the plant number 6, I have this one which is in a nursery pot in a mug, just to kind of keep the nursery pot from looking a little funky. But this is my Hoya Gray Ghost. I got this one from, I'm not even sure, but it wasn't in the States. So it's seen better days. I think that this plant was 2 plants at one point, and then that other second plant died off. Then I was dealing with really bad, I want to say they were flat mites because I never could see any sort of bug or thing crawling across my plants. So I wanted to say it was flat mites, but I honestly couldn't tell you because I mean I did that treatment and it's been doing really good. It was doing really good before the treatment, so I don't really know. But this one is also growing a new little tiny leaf right there. Um, but yeah, so I wanted to give this one a shout out because I don't think I've ever put it on one of my favorites video, and it is one of my favorites because of how silvery the leaves are and it's just beautiful. So yeah, I wanted to shout out my Hoyo Gray Ghost, even though it does look a little yellow from back when I was I don't even know, overwatering. That would be overwatering. But so far so good. It's doing well and it's happy now. So I wanted to share that with you guys. Okay, so this is how I need to hold this plant for you guys to fully get a good look at it. Because my littlest Kinsey over here is trying to pull on the leaves. If you can't tell, the spot that this plant was in at one point just was very, like, it was not good. It has so many rips and stuff in it because it would get caught on things. People wouldn't really watch where they were walking and it would get tore up. So I found a new place for this plant and it still likes the spot. Like, I'm not kidding you guys. I got a new I got a new growth plate right here and it is looking so exciting. I am just in awe because I don't know if you guys remember that this plant was literally like one leaf left after the dog got a hold of it, tore it up, ate it, whatever. I don't even know, but it was like a goner. I thought this plant was done for. I thought it was going to be dead. And here we are. Here we are. We have a beautiful, beautiful philodendron Rio Congo. Um, it's coming out to its name. It is massive. It is loving life here in its new home, and I just appreciate that this one, no matter what I did, it still just popped out new leaves all throughout last year and even now. So it is still growing really good. I needed to shout this one out yet again because I remember, I think the last time I shared this video, this plant with you guys was when it was literally just a leaf or so. I don't know. So Yes. Shout out to this. Hold on. Shout out to this one because she's looking great. I will give you guys a better view of this in its natural habitat. Okay, I am sorry if the angle and everything changed as of right now. I actually had to stop what I was doing and put my sourdough bread in the oven. So I have been kind of obsessed over sourdough bread lately and we ran out. So I needed to make another one. But I have 2 more plants for you guys and then I am done for today and I will probably chat with you guys just a little bit. So depending on how my kids do, I will either chit chat with you guys or I will stop the video and kind of give you guys a little update later. But one of the final plans, of course, is going to be my Dalton Henry, which I think is a crossbreed between, sorry, I was going to sneeze. Crossbreed between a Hoya macrophylla and a Hoya crinkle 8. This one is probably always going to be on my favorites list, but I wanted to kind of give you guys an update of how she looks lately. So I have had so much growth since I shared her in my last favorites video. And I believe she was in the last favorites video. It's been a long time. But yeah, I think this one has been growing absolutely crazy and was loving her spot right at our dinner table. So I have been enjoying this one. I actually need to water her today. So it was good that I decided to feature her in this video because I lifted her up and was like, oh, she needs some water. So yeah, I have just been absolutely adoring this plant. Yes, she has a little bit of yellowing from her being too dry often. But she is doing wonderful nonetheless. Like the splashiness on her leaves are just incredible. Okay, now some of the splashy is from the sulfur treatment on the leaves, but majority of this plant is literally this splashy, and it's just so always so pretty to look at. So I wanted to highlight her because she's doing wonderful and is growing so well for me. So yeah. Okay, so for my very final plant, probably the plant that has been my favorite in my collection almost all year would have to be my philodendron micans. Okay, so yes, she has some dying leaves, but that's because every time I take her down to water her, I end up knocking a leaf or two off of this plant. But this plant is taller than me. This plant sits on top of my cabinets in the kitchen and is almost touching the ground, literally probably less than a foot before she's touching the ground. So very, very, very massive plant. Loving her life in that spot. I will probably never change her spot. I have thought about draping her leaves like across the wall, but I'm afraid that it's just going to be a challenge every time that I need to water her to try to take her down off that wall. I don't necessarily need to take her down every time to water, but in order to get a full, like, thorough watering, I just think that she deserves to come all the way down from her spot just to get hydrated. So, my philodendron micans is like so massive that yeah, I can't even show her in full for this video. So, I have been loving this plant so much that she deserves all the love. She's given me her 100% my entire year break that I took. So, if you want to thank any of my plants for having or being watered in general, you can thank this plant right here because when I noticed that this one needed water, you best bet that I went ahead and went out of my way to take her down to water, because this one has just been definitely one that I have kept my eye on all year last year. So yeah. Okay, everybody. So that is it for my plant favorites for the beginning of, or quarter 1, I guess you could say, because we are still in quarter 1 of the year. To make sure you comment down below which one of these plants was your favorite. I know they're pretty common house plants, but I honestly haven't been really houseplant shopping in over a year. I actually bought my very first houseplant just a few days ago. Here she is! I got a monkey cactus. Oh my goodness. And so my whole thought process behind this is I went to a plant store that was local to me back when I was living where I used to live. So I haven't been able to shop there in quite some time, but I had some time to kill the other day, and I knew that they had just recently put in some monkey tail cactus. So I wanted to go check them out. I also wanted to check out the variegated Maranta. I did not end up purchasing a variegated Maranta, even though it was one of the ones that I went in to go check out. Mainly because I didn't want to purchase both plants. I wanted only one plant. Maybe if the price was a little bit better, I probably would have bought both, but I did not want to go overboard. So I did end up going with the monkey tail cactus, and it is such a beautiful plant. Oh my goodness. I cannot wait to see how this one grows for me. I'm really hoping it grows well. It looks a little funky. I mean, it almost looks like there's like neon around it right now because of the contrasting background. Yeah, so I wanted to share with you guys the one plant that I bought. I picked out this one over the Maranta because I'm still going back and forth between like underwatering and being on time. So I wanted to make sure that I picked a plant that truly would be resilient to being underwatered every once in a while, and a Maranta would not. Like, I don't know what the prices are for anything anymore, so I don't want to overspend, but I definitely felt like the price that I paid for this was definitely reasonable for the plant. I mean, it's a massive monkey tail. So yeah, I definitely wanted to highlight my very first plant purchase. The last time I purchased a plant was last February of 2023. So I'm definitely happy with that purchase. Okay, so this one I got a little bit tired of being in her little jumper. So here she is. This is Kinsey. We all know that you're Kalani because they've seen you many times. So just giving you guys a little bit of an update on my life lately. So if you guys are interested in checking this out, feel free, stick around. But if not, thank you guys so much for watching my plant favorites, and I'll see you guys in my next video. So I just wanted to hop on here and tell you guys I apologize for being so like all over the place when it comes to making videos. I truly think that I was very overwhelmed last year, and we had just moved. I found out I was pregnant right as we were moving. So, and signing on the house, we signed on the house, then I found out I was pregnant. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And I continued to work throughout my entire pregnancy. I was working over 45 hours a week. I worked up until I gave birth. And then after I had her, like I had this motivation, but also like I felt very like out of place because I hadn't been keeping up on plant prices. I haven't been plant shopping. I had barely been taking care of my own plants, so I didn't feel right making a plant video. And I had to fight with my brain multiple times to be like, look, like there's this many subscribers. These people are watching your videos, so it's not like nobody's gonna watch, And I had to fight with my brain over just a lot of like mental things that were keeping me from making more videos. And it's already feeling like, okay, I've filmed this, so let's hope I can get it up and that I am, on myself about, okay, editing, you know, making a quality video. And I always felt like I just couldn't make a quality video. So I was just fighting with my mental health with that. I have another hobby, which I actually have a channel on that I literally post a video almost every week. So if you guys want to check out that channel, it is linked below, but it is a planner channel and it just goes through like my planning style, my stickers, those kind of things. I know it's kind of just random, but I've actually been a planner girl for a long time. I like to try to stay organized, even though my brain literally says my life is chaos. I like to have things looking like I have my life put together, but I don't. I've been journaling every day, trying to get my mental health at a balanced state. The thing about the other channel and the reason I get those videos up every week is because I'm constantly sitting down every week to do that. I write in my journal. I plan out my week to make sure that I don't forget anything. As a mom of two, those kind of things are very easy to miss. I forget everything. I would lose my head if it wasn't attached to me. If that kind of interests you, you guys can check that channel out. I'm excited for this year because there's a lot of big things that are going to change. Obviously, my job is one of them. As soon as I pay off my car, like I'll be able to, you know, jump on, you know, a part-time job that really suits my schedule and my needs. Guys, I'm really excited for this year because I'm thinking that this is going to be a better year than last year. And I can't control the excitement. So if you guys stuck around to watch the whole video, please put a little green heart in the comments down below letting me know that you actually watched the entire thing. If you didn't and hey, you're not here anymore, that's okay. Because this is, you came for a plant channel and here I am talking about my life. But, well, stay tuned because I should have some more videos coming up. Not in the near future, but I'm really going to try to make videos more often this year. It's my goal. And hopefully by next year, I will have a set schedule and I'll be able to post almost every week or every other week. I'm excited, okay? I got big plans for this year. Let me know in the comments down below if you guys have any video requests for me for this year, kind of giving me an idea of what you guys want to see. Just let me know. Like I said, I haven't really been a part of the planting community all year last year. I don't even know what things cost anymore. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!